Hello YouTube and what is up? Welcome to my first M21 draft here on the Lords of Limited YouTube channel. Not my first draft, but first recorded draft. This is day 3 of the format. This is Friday evening after the format came out, and we are ready to hop into a draft. And as a reminder, if you enjoy our content, please remember to hit that like and or comment in the comment section. Any and all of that helps us out. So pack one, pick one. Our rare is Jolrael, Moanvole Recluse, 1 green, 1/2. When you draw your second card each turn, make a 2/2 green cat creature token, and you can pay 4 GG until EOT to have creatures you control have power and toughness, where X is equal to the number of cards in your hand. Uncommons, eliminate, cheap removal spell, Volcanic Geyser, red, X, instant deals X damage to any target. Standout commons, Shock, Mistral Singer, Tuna Blue, 2/2 Flying Prowess, Goblin Wizardry. This card has been impressive on offense so far. I have not been crazy impressed with it if you are behind. I think I'm going to take Jolrael. Seems pretty OP and a good reason to draft green. So let's start our draft off with a sweet rare that I've not had a chance to play with yet. I feel like I know how good these other cards are, and I do think Jolrael is probably the strongest card in the pack. And green's not great in the format, but it is fine, certainly, and definitely draftable. So Jolrael specifically probably wants to push us towards green-blue, or a green multicolored deck, because that's how we're going to take advantage of triggering those cat tokens. They're cat tokens, right? Yeah. All right, Shipwreck Dowser, very good uncommon in the blue-red spells deck, or just in any blue control deck. 3/3 prowess when ETBs put an instant or sorcery into your hand. Sanctum, I do think this deck is real, and the Black Sanctum is one of the best. So I kind of want to take that here and try to draft a base green Sanctum deck. Quirion Dryad, also good in a base green multicolored deck. It's a 1/1 that grows when you cast a spell that's not green. As far as standout commons, Bosri's Acolyte is OP. Could certainly see picking it here and drafting a Hulk Smash style deck, but then we're essentially giving up on Jolrael. So I'd kind of like to try to do something sweeter than that if I can. Also, Llanowar, actually, we should probably just take Llanowar Visionary. I didn't see that hiding out down there. That's a perfect follow-up to Jolrael. Tuna green, 2/2, when it ETBs, you draw a card and add green. So we can curve Jolrael into Llanowar Visionary. I almost missed that when I was mousing over all the other cards. All right, so sad to pass up on the Black Sanctum. We're not going to go deep. So Face Fetters here, 3 and a white. When this ETBs, you gain 4, enchant a permanent, can't attack or block, or use activated abilities unless they're mana abilities. Premium removal. Not a lot of standouts as far as other cards. Feat of Resistance is very good combat trick in the white decks, specifically ones that care about +1/+1 counters, but you'll play it anywhere. This card's very good. Pride Malkin is fine. Certainly goes well with the Drowsing Pteranodon, which is the 3/3 that when it ETBs, or not when it ETBs, that can't attack unless you control a creature power 4 or greater, rather. I think we're going to take Face Fetters as the best card in the pack here and see if maybe we get pushed into green-white. Hoping that's not the case so that we can really take advantage of Jolrael, but we'll see what comes. You also could splash this Face Fetters pretty easily. Green's got some good fixing going on. All right, a rare and 2 uncommons missing here. This will trigger Jolrael, which is sweet, and is also a way to find Jolrael. 1 and a green, scry 3, and then reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature or a land card, you draw a card. The format has felt pretty fast to me so far, especially in Best of One, so I'm not in love with this card. This is a pretty weak pack here. Like, Miscast is pretty much unplayable in Best of One, which is what we're doing, by the way. I think I'm in high platinum? Question mark? We'll find out when we get in the rounds. Frantic Inventory here is a fine card draw spell and a way to trigger Jolrael. This goes in the life gain deck, and just white aggressive decks in general. But I like Track Down here to stay green and keeping our options open. Ooh, Make It Rain, anyone? All right, so this is a very powerful effect. Certainly worth splashing and or going blue-green for. This is also absurd and should not still be here. 2 blue-red, make an XX blue and red weird creature token where X is the number of instant sorcery cards in your graveyard. So essentially you get an XX equal to the number of spells in your yard, and then you get to return an instant or sorcery from your graveyard to your hand. Card's busted good. With our start, I don't think we're supposed to take it here. I've also played blue-red a ton and have cast like probably 15 to 20 experimental overloads already so far this format, so I don't think it's the pick, and that's incentivizing me also to take Rain of Revelation here. So let's take Rain and see where we go from here. All right, nothing too exciting. So Archfiend's Vessel is a reanimate target. Black for a 1/1 lifelink when it ETBs. If it entered from your graveyard, you cast it from your graveyard, you exile it, and you get a 5/5 demon creature token with flying. So you're hoping to discard this and then reanimate it. There's a common reanimate spell. I forget what it's called, but it's 5 and a black sorcery. Speaking of reanimate targets, this one's great. Also something good that we could just ramp into in blue-green, if that's the route we go down. I don't know what the pick is here. I think I'm going to take Pride Malkin in the hopes of picking up Drowsing Pteranodons, but I'm not thrilled about it. Ooh, baby, let's go. All right, so this is probably going to lock us into blue-green. This is the Signpost blue-green uncommon, Lore Scale Coatl. 1 blue-green for a 2/2. When you draw a card, put a +1/+1 counter on this. Very nice card. Again, Feet of Resistance standing out, Anointed Chorister. These are good white commons. So we're seeing some white as well, but this is a pretty clear signal that we should be green-blue, or at least trying to be green splash blue. Pretty late for this card. Goblin Wizardry, again, standing out. Secure the Scene, I don't love. It's a pretty expensive, clunky removal spell. I think it's fine as a one-of in white decks, but I don't think you should be picking this highly and or taking it as a white signal. So Coatl, get in. All right, here we've got a choice between crowd favorite Colossal Dreadmaw. I love this guy. 4GG, 6/6 trample, classic from Ixalan. Sort of fell in love with him there when we started the Lords of Limited podcast. There's also Spined Megalodon. I think Dreadmaw is better to ramp into and just as a top-end threat in a blue-green deck. So one of the things we're going to need to be on the lookout for is removal. We have no interaction with the opponent right now other than Face Fetters if we get the fixing to splash it, and right now we have no fixing. Okay, so again, we could have been blue-red spells. This is like our third Goblin Wizardry we've seen or something. Nothing really here for us as it stands. I'm going to take a Secure the Scene. Possible we want to splash this as a removal spell in a blue-green deck that goes bigger, but not crazy in love with it. And again, normally we would take Return to Nature, but since we're best of one, we're not going to main deck this card. So Secure the Scene, get in. All right, on the wheel here, not a lot going on. Daybreak Charger is a good aggressive threat if we wanted to go green-white, sort of a beat-down route. But again, you're really hoping for Drowsing Pteranodons there. I think I'm still going to take this because white felt pretty open from our right, even though we weren't really able to take advantage of it. Just to give ourselves the option if we do want to try to go green-white instead of green-blue. I think that's better than Short Sword, although Short Sword does work well with Drowsing Pteranodon, which is the 3/2... or the 3/3 rather, that can't attack unless you control a creature power 4 or greater. You play that, and then you equip it with a Short Sword, and all of a sudden it's a 4/4 and can attack because it counts itself. Here we're going to take Makeshift Battalion. Nothing great, pretty much all filler here. Thrill of Possibilities is late for this card. Goes very well in the blue-red spells deck, but not for us. A bunch of trash here, nothing really. Actually, Silent Dart might be okay if we go blue-green and we need ways to get creatures off the battlefield. I think I'm going to take that over Short Sword for that reason. Ranger's Guile is a nice late pickup. Tormod's Crypt you could think about for the sideboard, but not for us again. Best of one, etc., etc. Here I'm going to take a... I don't like Forgotten Sentinel, I don't think. Whoa. We got the second Ranger's Guile. And wow, last pick, Feet of Resistance. This is crazy. I think this is the second best white common. It's very, very, very strong card. So we opened a busted rare here. This card is absurd. Unfortunately, we have no black cards at the moment. This is 1 black, enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +3/+1, has flying, and you can cast it from your graveyard by paying 3 life and discarding a card in addition to paying its casting cost. So a lot going on there, but clocks your opponent very hard. Tavern Swindler goes in the life gain deck. Angelic Ascension has been generically okay for my opponents. It's performed better than I would have thought. I think it's like a C+-ish type card. Doesn't pull you into white, but I think you're happy to include a copy in a white deck. For us here, I think we're going to pick up our first green removal spell in Hunter's Edge. 3 and a G, put a 1/1/1 counter on a creature, and then that creature deals damage equal to its power to target creature and opponent controls. So reaches out and punches. Sad to pass up on Demonic Embrace. Okay. We have got not a lot going on here. This pack is pretty unexciting. There's Truffle Snout if we care about +1/+1 counters and or staying alive. But this is pretty filler-ish. Teferi's Protege as a repeatable way to trigger Joel Rail and or Lore Scale Coatl. So something to keep in mind there. The white cards are all fine, but not good enough to make me want to go deeper into white. I think I'm taking a blue card here. Really, this pack is largely empty for us. Carrion Grub is probably the best card here, and it's not even very good. There's just a lot of junk. I'm going to take Teferi's Protege as a fine 3-drop and a repeated way to draw cards. All right, this is all pretty bad. Bird, cat, goat. All right, let's see what we got here. Ooh, cats from Joel Rail. Cat. Snake? Snake. No dinosaur? No dinosaur. So, it's also, wow, there's Basri's Acolyte too. Maybe we're just supposed to take Basri's Acolyte and try to draft green-white beatdown. We don't have the low drops for it right now. It's far and away the best card in the pack. We're not really missing out on anything is the thing. Like, Gnarled Sage is whatever. Gnarled Sage is not whatever. It's better than whatever. I'm going to take Gnarled Sage. No, I'm going to take Basri's Acolyte. Gnarled Sage is kind of filler. All right, so after some indecision there, sorry about that. That was a difficult pick because we kind of have two decks going on, but we don't have a lot of the good low drops for the green-white deck. But white was very apparently open, I think, in pack 1. So, I don't know. I'm torn here. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. We're all over the place. We are going to take Thornwood Falls here pretty happily, I think, as a blue-green duel. And will also help us splash white cards if we want to do that. And or splash something like Reign of Revelation in a green-white deck that's not crazy aggressive. I don't know how that would be the case, but unfortunately, people in our pod seem to know that Drowsing Pteranodon is a good card, so that's a bummer. Thornwood Falls for us. Yeah. This is tough. Like, so we're going to need to make some decisions soon about whether we're going green-white or green-blue. We can't just keep, like, derping around and towing the line here for too long. Fierce Empath is a card that goes and gets Colossal Dreadmaw, which is fine. Not the most exciting. Roman Ghostlight is a premier 5-drop in blue, probably the best blue common. Opt, a way to trigger multiple draws for our Joel Rail. Blue has felt pretty overdrafted, but I don't think we're going to miss Fierce Empath, honestly. So I'm going to take Roman Ghostlight here, and we will figure it out eventually. Ooh, baby, where were these packs? Okay, so Teferi's Tutelage is a bomb, one of the best cards in the set, and a very good reason to be the blue-green card draw deck. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of ways to draw cards at the moment, but this is just like a great card, full stop, period. Land of War Visionary is also absurd, and it stinks that we're going to have to pass it here, but we're going to take Teferi's Tutelage, and we are going to stop this green-white dream. And so we've missed out on some cards, but not anything critical for our deck. And I think it was worth it to find something that says, yes, do this thing, like Teferi's Tutelage here. Whoa. Okay, so Shipwreck Dowser here. That's very late for that card. Frantic Inventory, also fine as a way to trigger our card draw shenanigans. Let's take a look at the deck here. Maybe splashing Face Fetters, I think. We don't have a lot of spells to return, but I think this card is just rawly powerful enough. Like, casting this and getting back Reign of Revelation is just such a beating. All right. None of this is particularly exciting. Again, we have ways to trigger multiple card draws a turn, which just is very, very powerful with Teferi's Tutelage. I think we're going to take that and ship along this Leafkin Avenger here. So Teferi's Protege, get in. All right, Read the Tides is fine as a top-end card. If this were a white duel, I would take it here to try to splash Face Fetters, but it is not. So this is a way we can draw 3 cards and or bounce 2 of our opponent's permanents. Again, life gain deck, not a lot else going on here. Read the Tides could make our main deck, maybe not. Arcanist, do you do anything for us? You're a 2-drop. Helps cast Rain and Hunter's Edge and Read the Tides. I don't think that's enough. I'm going to take Truffle Snout here, assuming we're going to be behind and that the 4 life gain is maybe going to be potentially relevant. And again, we saw the white cards wheeling. Oh, we wheeled the Gnarled Sage. That's good. So we didn't even miss out on anything. This is a pretty solid roadblock for a green deck. 4/4 reach is big stats in this format. Ooh, there's also Animal Sanctuary. Oy. All right, if Gnarled Sage wheeled, I'm going to take Animal Sanctuary here. I think the upside is high enough. We have a couple cats floating around. Does it say boars also? No boars. Bird, cat, dog, goat, ox, snake. Gonna learn the creature types this draft. We're going to take a second Truffle Snout, Megalodon for the top end. All right, so we really need to fill out the bottom of our curve. Nice that we got a free 2-drop there that we can run in case of emergency. And I think you can sort of see there, we would have gotten there on the aggressive white deck as well if we had chosen to go that route. I just think we have more upside going the blue-green route right now. Bossry's Acolyte, dang. And really, I would be more tempted to have gone white-green if we had the Drowsing Pteranodons. This is not good. 3 triple blue ends the turn. If it's your turn, you can cast it for 1 and a blue as sort of a counter spell that ends your turn on the spot if your opponent's trying to interact with you on your turn. Not great. Scourge is fine. Again, not great. This whole pack is pretty terrible for us. I'm going to take Bossry's Acolyte in case we just get hit over the head with white. We're not going to miss Wildwood Scourge at all, I don't think. Again, this pack is not great. Unfortunately. So rare here is very good and splash worthy. We don't have any fixing for it though at the moment. Yeah, I don't think we can take that. There's Swift Response that we could play in a green-white deck or maybe with a white splash. Library Larcenist triggers card draw. I guess Portcullis Fine is a low drop that triggers card draw. It's a pretty big yikes, but it does work well in our deck. Can potentially block some 2/2s early and then cash itself in for a card late when drawing cards matters. I don't love it, but I think it's the pick. We are getting savagely crushed here. This is no bueno. So Silver Smoke Ghoul, very good in the life gain deck. If you've gained 3 or more life, you can bring it from your graveyard back to the battlefield tapped. Carrick's Uprising is fine. I guess it's a way to trigger. We just don't even have things that have power 4 or greater, though. Like, is the sad part. Like, we're blue-green going big, and we don't have anything big. We're going to take Snare Spinner as an early low drop. This pack is pretty bad for everyone other than the Silver Smoke Ghoul. This is a fine defensive creature. Temple of Maladies, like, fine. Not great. Track Down lets us draw a card and scry. There's a Capture Sphere as removal. I'm not in love with this Face Fetters splash with no fixing other than a blue-green duel, especially in best of 1. I guess I'm just going to take Capture Sphere. That's really sad. Capture Sphere is not a good card, but I think we take it and we hope to wheel Track Down. This is a sad state of affairs. And I don't really feel badly about the way we've navigated the draft is the thing. All right, so Opt is a welcome sight for Sore Eyes here. And again, like we could have been green-white aggro. I don't know that that deck looks any better than this, though, other than it's got 2 Bossry's Acolytes, but we don't have any of the premium aggressive cards. Like, you want Drowsing Pteranodons in green-white beatdown, and we still have not seen a single one all draft. So Opt, very nice pickup here. Surge is a good combat trick, but not for us. Opt, let's go. Yikes. Okay. Looks like somehow lower scale Quaddle made it to us, but our neighbors are in blue and green. And again, blue didn't feel super open in pack 1, but blue-green felt open. So theoretically, we should want different blue cards than some people, but Selfless Savior here as a nod to the green-white deck that could have been. I don't think we want an Ornery Dilophosaur. Gnarled Sage is a fine pickup. We don't have one of those yet, right? No. All right, so that's what we want here. Again, Gale Swooper, we would have had a green-white aggro deck of sorts, but we've got a blue-green deck too. So I mean, we'll see how it all pans out here. Gnarled Sage, get in. Sanctum. So we could have had 2 Sanctums. There's also Glide Master as a 2 or Dreadmaw as a 6. I think I'm going to take Glide Master as a 2 as a nod to our curve being absolutely atrocious. All right, Portcullis Vine on the wheel. Not great, not terrible. We'll take it, might make the deck. Big bunch of nothing. We'll take a Spine Megalodon. Frost Breath that we're not going to play, I think. Like, the way this pack went, we did wheel the track down, which is nice. The way this pack went, I think green-white probably would have ended up looking better, but I don't think we could have expected, based on the way pack 1 went, to get stone nothing in pack 3. We do have a deck. I mean, all is not lost here. We certainly have a functional thing. I just think we did not have an easy seat in the draft, for sure. I think we cut a Ranger's Guile. We need 2 more cuts. Pride Malkin does not belong in this deck. I think we need Silent Dart just as a necessary evil to get something off the battlefield, even though it's pretty clunky. Tutelage, double Truffle Snout. I like all these. I like all these. We could cut Read the Tides. Read the Tides is so good on the top end, though, just specifically with what we're trying to do and because we didn't quite get there. I could see cutting a Truffle Snout. Could also see just cutting Keen Glide Master and saying Truffle Snout's going to be a better card for us draft in and draft out. I think I like that. Or maybe we cut Silent Dart. We have a lot of places to put mana. Silent Dart's pretty bad. Let's cut Silent Dart. We don't need to interact with our opponents. It'll be fine. All right, so bird, cat, dog, goat, ox, or snake. No boars. Snake is already going to be large. So we essentially have nothing other than the cat tokens. Is that true? We have cat tokens, we have a snake. And that's it. I still think it's worth it. We don't have a lot of strict color requirements, and we do have the dual to help offset colored numbers of sources. So I think we get some forests in here. I think we want to go 8-7 in favor of green, just because a lot of our early drops are green. Oh, and we need some islands. Boom, we've got a deck, and we'll see you on the other side in the rounds. Oh, wait, we need to fix our deck box. Let's get lower scale Quaddle on the old deck box. All right, we're here for round 1 with a fine keep against I'm a Bear. So we are Platinum 1. Okay. Get our tap land down, and then we will track down some hopefully good stuff to do. All right, Animal Sanctuary, and boom. So we need to make sure we have a creature or a land on top. We whiffed. Holy cow. That's pretty brutal. I think we bottom this other track down and we keep Rain and Hunter's Edge. because then we can curve Teferi into, I think we actually go, oh man, do we go, we don't want a +1/+1 counter on our Teferi's protege. So, but we might need it against white. Oh, but it doesn't matter. We're going to have both cards by the time we get to turn 4. Okay, never mind. All right, so we'll top those, bottom that, and we just mulligan. So that's cool. Tempered Veteran, okay. Let's go land. Whoops, not that. Teferi's Protege. Fortunately for us, that is not a very aggressive card. And black-white is not a very aggressive deck. So I think we're going to ultimately hoping to be going over the top of our opponent here this game. Selfless Savior, sure. Those are aggressive cards, though. Opponent looks like they're stuck on lands. So that is good news for us. That means we are going to go land and just snap off Reign of Revelation, I think. Get up on cards on our opponent, make up for missing on track down. All right, we will pitch an island. No attacks from us, and then could Ghostlight, bounce on opponent's play. We could Teferi's Protege and start looting. Just depends on how much pressure the opponent tries to put on us here. Okay, we're going to be bouncing. So that's nice in that we're going to set them back, and we have multiple ways to deal with whatever they put Demonic Embrace on. Although I guess they have Selfless Savior, huh? Still. Land, Ghostlight, bounce Tempered Veteran. And unfortunately, this is only a 2-drop that we're bouncing here, but they are pretty choked on mana. So ideally, they're not going to be Demonic Embracing anything anytime soon. Does mean we need to start closing out the game, though. And the other good thing is that we're kind of ahead here, and so they're not going to necessarily be able to pay the 3 life willy-nilly to keep bringing Demonic Embrace back over and over. So our current goal is to pressure our opponent's life total to try to make this a less powerful Magic card. Deal. That is awesome. So that means they're shy on land drops, I think, and are just going to dig for land. I think we've got this game in the bag just based on what we have in our hand, barring some absurd card from our opponent. Which there certainly are some in this upset, so, you know. That's brutal. Okay, that's a good card. They take our Hunter's Edge here. Definitely hurts the cause. So I think we just play both of our spells here, honestly. Put maximum pressure on the opponent. So let's jam. Do 5 of them, and then we'll play a Protege and Truffle Snout as a 3/3, I think. Checking the auto tapper there to make sure it wasn't going to own me. Some +1 counter, and hopefully they don't have anything large to stabilize with here. Good draws for us are large monsters, Teferi's Tutelage, things of that nature. And we do have a lot of card selection here. So even if we do get brickwalled, I still like our chances. Something like this is where we need the dart and where best of one kind of stinks, because after seeing this, we could bring in the dart. Ooh, that's not a good defensive creature opponent. So like we literally, unless they block with Freebooter, are never going to get our Hunter's Edge back. All right. Bird, cat, dog, goat, ox, snake. So I think we just jam, honestly. Who needs to rummage? Let's get our opponent dead. I think we do not want to take our foot off the gas while we're ahead, especially with them having a card as powerful as Demonic Embrace. All right, they're blocking Ghostlight. That makes sense. And we will play a Snare Spinner. I keep like hoping that this can pump something, and it can't. 2 cards. The Recluse are rare, and what was the other one? Oh, Lower Scale Quaddle, which already grows large on its own. If they want to attack here, I will happily trade Snare Spinner for the Freebooter. Happily. Hopefully they don't have +1/+1. Yeah, that was very good for us. Getting back Hunter's Edge. Because now we can really put the beat down on. Ooh, hello, friend. So I think we double spell here. Let's go Hunter's Edge. Man. We kind of want a Hunter's Edge with the lower scale Quaddle so that we can still... No, it punches. It doesn't fight. I was thinking it fought for a second. All right, so counter here, fight here. Oh, did I just miss lethal? No, we didn't miss lethal. We could have put our opponent to 1 instead of putting them to 2, but all of our threats are still lethal anyway, so I think we're still in good shape there. And there you've got it. 1-0. And close to ranking up to Diamond, PogChamp. All right, welcome back. We are 1-0 currently. This is game 2 against Ranger T, and we got to keep here. See if we can demonstrate the power of Teferi's tutelage. Going to lead with our tapped land. Boom. And Snare Spinner for that early defense. Speaking of, we need the NBA to come back. I realize, you know, coronavirus and all. Want everybody to be safe, but NBA is my May and June entertainment. My main May and June entertainment. So missed out on that this year. Yeah, I think we just Teferi's tutelage here. Put the fear into our opponent. And bin, I guess, an island since we have Dreadmaw in hand. Get that mill train started. So consensus seems to be that this is a front runner for the best uncommon, and I think I am on that wavelength myself. Land is a nice draw here. So opponent is in trouble on multiple fronts. We're going to have a large lower scale Quaddle here, presumably, assuming they don't deal with it this turn, and they just need to end the game in a hurry, which is not necessarily easy to do for a green deck. All right, we got Teferi's Protege to turbo things along now as well. So I think we go land Protege. Tempting to capture Sphere the Sabertooth Mauler, but our life total is really high. We're going to use it as a resource here and try to save Capture Sphere for something that's a real threat. Not that Sabertooth Mauler is not, but something along the lines of Colossal Dreadmaw. Since we don't have many removal spells in our deck, really only the 2. All right, so Test and Training is good. So at this point, we need to try pretty hard to not let creatures die, or Sabertooth Mauler can get out of hand. Skyway Sniper. That is not a good main deck card, I don't think. I wonder if our opponent's mono green. That would be crazy. Oh, wow. The main deck Return to Nature in best of 1? Are you joshing me right now? All right, so normally I would be tempted to, and they just, oh, if we milled it. Oh no. I didn't think about that interaction. I don't think the opponent did either. That's such a feels bad. All right. So they should have kept all 3 on top and put 2 on top of that card. Since my opponent punted like that, I think we're gonna draw discard, but there's no reason to do it now. I think we just pass here with all of our mana up. Tempting to get Dreadmaw down, but again, we're under no pressure. Lower scale Quaddle's blocking everything on their side of the board. If they attack with, yeah, this is interesting. So do we block here is an interesting question. So we're certainly doing this and drawing. Pitching the land, I think. We can also get another counter on lower scale Quaddle here and turn it into a 6/6. I think I'm interested in going for it. worst case scenario, we get a Titanic Growth out of their hand. I think that means we double block to play around that card specifically, because we don't want to not take down the Sabertooth Mauler. So I think we go like this. And then they have to have, if we trade Snare Spinner for Sabertooth Mauler, great, we're happy. And then if they have Titanic Growth, we're also happy. Okay. So we just threw away a Snare Spinner, but I think that's a fine card to throw away. Dreadmaw, baby. All right. So there's the Dreadmaw that we saved our Capture Sphere for. I do think we are going to fire that off now. Although, yeah, we can just finish the game out with Teferi's Tutelage, I think. So let's loot. Ooh, hello, Jewel Rail. So let's pitch a Forest. So you can see, I mean, we do have a deck here. Like, our deck is doing the thing. And I don't even think this is a great version of blue-green for whatever that's worth as well. Oh, come back, Ranger T. All right, so 2-0, and you sort of got a sense of what the deck's trying to do there. I do think we're really going to go off when we hit Jerail into Teferi's Tutelage. So, see you guys in round 3. All right, we're back here in round 3. Opponent has mulliganed. We are going to keep this hand. It's playable. Having both 6-drops in our hand is not ideal. We've got mana. We've got a Triple Snout to play some early defense. And our opponent's down a card already, so all of that bodes well for us. Alpine Watchdog, sure. So red-white aggro has been pretty impressive from what I've seen so far. I've played it once, and I've played against it several times. It's odd. Like, I had a sense at... Ooh. Spellgorger Weird is terrifying. So, I think we make Truffle Snout a 3/3 here rather than gaining 4 life. I had a sense that the 2-drops were bad in the format, and I don't think that really is the case somehow. Yeah, that's no good. This card's absurd, so we gotta trade here, or try to trade while the trading's good. Because Pack Leader gets out of hand with dogs. I have played against that life already, and I have no desire to do so again. Opponent is out of steam for the moment. I think we Capture Sphere Spellgorger Weird and let them hit us for 3. And I think we do it now. Yeah, I'm not in love with where the game is at right now. We're pretty far behind, and we have no... I guess Trackdown hopefully can find us a 3-drop if we whiff. That would have been a reason to wait. Okay, taking 2 unnecessary damage. I was thinking more Feat of Resistance along those lines, that we wanted the creature to be tapped for sure. All right, that is fire. Okay, so very good there. We're going to play that and bounce Pack Leader. Slow them down a bit, and then I do think we'll trade Roman Ghostlight off with Daybreak Charger if they want to make that attack. I think we just need to keep our life total high. Snap. All right, so shock down that. We take 4, go to 9, and then we can play Dreadmaw and hopefully stabilize. Is the game plan as it currently stands. All right, so as long as we don't die, we win. That's how Magic works. We are now in officially don't die mode. All right, 1 a turn we can handle for quite a while. Siege Striker is scary. Hunter's Edge is gas. Okay, so let's start by tracking down. What does this do? This has been brutal. So this card gets awkward later in the game too. I'm a lot less excited about track down. I think we just bottom? Or do we keep a land on top just to make sure that we draw our card? That's probably just free value, right? So let's do that. I mean, unless you're hoping, the theory is that you're hoping to spike a creature or a land. Huh. I need to take a closer look at my deck after this round and see exactly how good that card is in our deck. Maybe we've just gotten unlucky. So I think with a card like Rain in hand, we play our lands out. And then what do we want to kill with Hunter's Edge? I think, honestly, we need to kill the Siege Striker. Card looks pretty intimidating. No attacks. We can take one all day, baby. All day. Hobble Fiend. That's scary. This is a sorcery. So I think we Rain this turn. Like this. And we're hoping to find action. Okay, we found Jewel Rail, which is not something we really want to block with, unfortunately. Let's pitch a land. They have 27 cards in their deck. Let's pitch a land. Play a land. Maybe we hold the land. It's tough. The fact that we have to probably trade off Jewel Rail is really not good. I don't know. We'll see what the opponent does. I think we go ahead and play the land. So we'll have 2 shots at seeing another land with Teferi's Tutelage, and with Read the Tides, if we ever need to draw 3, we really need all of our land drops on the battlefield. Okay, opponent growing that Hobble Fiend. And again, if they want to force the issue, we will block Hobble Fiend. Okay, they don't. That's good for us. Because I'm pretty sure we can kill them before Concordia Pegasus kills us. Oh, baby. All right, now we're in business. So, this turn we... Oh. Yeah, we Tutelage and Snare Spinner. And then we're going to cast Read the Tides, I think, to draw cards next turn. That's excellent. Is that good enough that I have to discard Read the Tides? So this is where like that decision to hold the land or not last turn really did matter a lot. And I think we made the right choice. Just feels kind of bad that we have the ability to double spell here. So we should be getting a cat. So we'll have a cat. We'll have 4 creatures to our opponent's 5. But we're 100% stable right now. So close. They have 26 cards in their library. I think we pitch Read the Tides. I think we need to not die here. And if they somehow deal with Snare Spinner, Keen Glidemaster gives us... Ooh, that's terrifying. Basri Ket going into the yard for the opponent over there. If they deal with our Snare Spinner, Keen Glidemaster is another way that we can stabilize and win the game. Because really we're scared of burn and flyers right now. No attacks from the home team. I guess them also going all in on a Hobble Fiend would feel bad, and like having Feet of Resistance to protect it or something. Spellgorger weird, sure. All right, so we're gonna get to do the thing where we grow cat tokens, which is pretty sweet. Awkward that we're never activating Jewel Rail again, I don't think. So, question is, do we want to jump anything? And I think the answer to that is no. So let's pass. All right, I'm concerned with the opponent making a large Hobble Fiend here. I don't like that. Makes me think they'll like have double the creature's power or something. There's the land. No attacks, please. Excellent. Pump that cat up. Animal Sanctuary value. Let's go. And my turn. All right. Excellent. Turbo Teferi's tutelage. Milling action. I like it. I like it. All good things. And again, I think we don't attack. I think we don't attack. We're just in not die mode. We're clocking our opponent pretty hard here with Teferi's tutelage at this point. Another land for the opponent. Nothing from them, so we want to grow our cat again. And now we're making cats every turn, which is sweet. Wow, opponent is having rough mills here. So we trigger tutelage and we trigger Joel Rail now. Pitch that. And they're off it. All right. Stabilized and board the opponent to victory. 3-0. Let's go. All right. We are back here for round 4, sitting at 3-0. 3 forests in hand and a truffle snout that we can cast. I think this is a keep. I think we assume we're going to draw an island. If we didn't have the truffle snout, I would mulligan, but on the play, having a 3-drop that we can cast, I think is good. All right, another 3-drop that we can cast, also good. So ideally, we'll save that until after. Okay. Hello, friend. So I think we just have to go for lore scale Quaddle here. We could hope they don't have interaction. I mean, if they don't have interaction, we win. That's not true, but that's an exaggeration. It's unlikely that lore scale Quaddle lives long-term against red-black anyway. I think if we get it down early and we can spike past the burn spells, we lessen the number of cards they have that can kill it. It would pretty much be eliminate or the 4 and a black destroy target creature spell. And if they don't have an answer and we get a curve into Llanowar Visionary plus opt, all right, they did have the grasp. That's okay. So I think we get down Llanowar Visionary here, see what we draw. Colossal Dreadmaw is excellent. So we go Island, we opt. Main phase for value. I think we keep that on top, honestly. Because theoretically, if our Visionary lives, we're Dreadmawing next turn, which is outstanding. Liliana's Devotee, sure. They should have gotten in an attack there. All right, so we are going to Dreadmaw, which is very good for the home team. This card has been really impressive for my opponents. I have not gotten a chance to play with it yet, but I've moved this up to like BB plus territory in my pick order. I don't know that I knew quite how good it was. All right, so they do have the Finishing Blow. I need to remember the name of that card. We get for 3 here, not that big of a deal. So here, what do we want to do? I think we just want to get on board a little bit more. So I'm going to play Teferi's Protege and Truffle Snout as a 3/3. And then I think we attack with Llanowar Visionary. And again, like, this is awkward, right? Because we don't want a creature to die, but we can't let Igneous Cur just do 5 to us for several turns in a row, or 7 now. I mean, so we're pretty much going to have to block it, which means they get a free 3/2. So you just sort of see how powerful this card is. And certainly, like, then red-black wants to sacrifice its own stuff as well and has ways to do that. This card can get out of control in a hurry. Hopefully our opponent does not demonstrate the power of Liliana's Devotee this game. They should attack here with Kerr, yeah. Now the question is, what do I do about it? I think we block. I think. Man, then they get a free 3-2. No, I'm not going to block. Let's try to go one more turn before we give them a zombie army. And the thing is, it's not even a token army type thing. Like it's when tokens die as well. So it fuels itself once you make the one token. Chandra's Magma, sure. All right. I think we want to read the tides here. We also could track down Snare Spinner and Loot. I think we just want to see what's up and try to figure out a game plan. We bricked on lands. That's awkward. So, well, we play Portcullis fine. We need to find something large enough to block a 3-2 zombie profitably. We do have Tutelage, which is a game plan. But I don't love where we're at this game. Especially with Dreadmaw dying. We don't really have a lot of other large monsters floating around. Like Dowser and Gnarled Sage are our next biggest things. Finding Jewel Rail would help a lot. All right, so we block, I think. That dies. They get a 3-2. But this takes a lot of their turn, so hopefully they don't have another play. Yeah, so that's good. That is a plus for the home team. So we are going to get down to Fairy's Tutelage, and we are again on officially Operation Don't Die. All right, we found Animal Sanctuary, so let's pitch a forest. And then what are we going to do? I think we play Snare Spinner and Glide Master. 24 cards. We can mill them out pretty hard from here, I think. So let's go land, Snare Spinner, Glide Master, and then we will start drawing all of the cards. And we can afford to like lose this attrition war against Liliana's Devotee now because we don't care about breaking through the board anymore. So you just see like this enchantment lets you compete on a completely different axis. Compete, not complete. I don't know what I just said there. All right, opponent questioning their life choices right now. So we, I think, are going to block that with a... I guess a Keen Glide Master. We sort of have small flyer insurance from the Snare Spinner. And we're fine going into the Abyss. That is not okay. Holy cow, that's busted. What a ridiculous card. Okay, so race to mill our opponent out here. We need to draw like probably 8-ish more cards. So let's start by tracking down. Okay, Jewel Rail is great. What does Dowser do for us? Gets back Read the Tides, which is great. Okay, so I think we're gonna win. Let's see. What order do we want to draw things in? To max out this turn, I think we want to draw Jewel Rail. right now. And then we're going to play Joel Rail, and that gives us chumpers for future turns. So we draw that, we play Joel Rail. Like so. Play Joel Rail. And then we're going to be able to make a cat on the opponent's turn by looting with Teferi's Protege and block stacking with Portcullis Vine. So let's plan on that. Sure. Take my 1. Ugh. Rude. So, do we do the thing now? We do, I think. So let's do this. Draw a discard. Do this. Sacrifice you. We get a cat. And then we're going to take a lot of damage this turn, which is a bummer. It's going to be a super tight game. Haven't quite done the math yet to figure out if we're going to get there. So they have 14 cards left in their library. We're going to draw. Yeah, I think we're going to lose. It's going to be close. Opponent should be attacking with these Liliana's devotees as well. Yeah, okay, they figured it out. So I think we got to go block. That was brutal. I think we had the game locked up until they 2-for-1'd us. And they get to make 2 more zombies. What an oppressive card. So you see, like, one of these is absurd. 2 of them is just ridiculous. Man, we're so close. So close. All right, so we rain. Yeah, I don't think it matters how we tap. Pitch a forest, and we die, unfortunately. Man. I think we played that game well, though. Would have played out differently if we had not taken the 7, I think, early on from the Cur, the Igneous Cur, wherever that card went. But yeah, that's going to do it. All right, we are back here for our 5th match after taking our first loss. We're sitting at 3-1, and we've got a keep here. Let's go land Portcullis Vine. I think we're assuming Track Down is going to find us an island and or set up some good draws for us. Anointed Chorister, yep. All right, we didn't even need the Track Down, PogChamp. So, it's an interesting question of do we even play this now? I think we wait till post Teferi's tutelage, honestly. And then we'll also have a little more information about what we actually want if we wait a couple more draw steps. Maybe that's wrong. Maybe we should have just cast it. We've got cards like Jarail to find. It does let us block here and not be worried about getting blown out by a trick. Colossal Dreadmaw, okay. Let's run out the toots. Interesting. Huh. I think we pitch. Depends on how in on Teferi's tutelage we want to go. I kind of want to pitch Track Down here except we want to find lands, which is awkward. But I kind of want to keep Read the Tides because we've got Teferi's Tutelage. Maybe we've got it down early enough that we don't need to turbo draw cards. Let's pitch that. So we've got good creatures in our hand, and then we'll just be attacking our opponent from 2 angles with the Teferi's Tutelage and with large monsters. That seems better to me. A block. No tricks, no tricks, no. That's sad. All right. Got that out of their hand, though, so, again, not the worst. All right, so let's go land Truffle Snout here, I think, is a 3/3. And hope we draw a land naturally next turn. If not, we can hopefully track down plus a 3-drop or something. That card is terrifying. Okay. No blocks, I suppose. What happens when another creature you control dies? But jeez, that card's ridiculous. All right, no blocks. Land. No land. All right, so let's track down. So we just don't get there no matter how you slice it. I think we want land, though. So we draw a land, we opt into a land. And then do we even want Lore Scale Quaddle at that point? We're going to go Gnarled Sage into Colossal Dreadmaw. I don't think so. I don't think there's time. So let's do this. Land. Opti-popti. Draw land. And no attacks. Jeez. Alright, Uncle, I'll block. Okay. That's great news for us. I think. As long as they don't have a removal spell here. So let's go land Dreadmaw. Please no removal one time. If they have a removal spell, we're dead. Oh, no, stop. Nope. No. All right, down to 4. Gonna be tough. Basri's Lieutenant's a very good card. There are 13 cards in their deck. We're gonna play a Joel Rail and a Truffle Snout plus gain 4. And then hope to trade that off for the 2/2. So if we had kept the bounce spell, we would be in better shape here. So we got a 1 here, potentially. That's our opponent's whole turn. Awkward that we can't double spell. So we're dead to interaction. No attacks. Nine cards over there. We're so close to mising this game. This is such an efficient card. Such an efficient card. Oh, deal. I think we snap off the block like this. I wonder if that means they have a flyer. And we're getting baited. That's fine. Hashtag not dead. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Draw my second card. Let's go. I think we just won a game that we had zero business winning. Come on. No drain, please. Yes, we got him. Excellent. Boom. All right, 4-1. Let's go. So you saw Teferi's tutelage doing its thing there. All right, we're back sitting at 4-1. This is our 6th game, and I think we've got another keep here. Not a great hand, but we got cards, we've got mana. What more could you want? This to be Jewel Rail instead of Snare Spinner, I guess. You are late to the party. So let's get down Snare Spinner, and then hopefully next turn we can hit a land and track down plus Portcullis Vine. All right. Now we can Teferi's Protege also. Maybe that's just better. I think that's the longer we wait on track down, the more information we have about what we want. I think I'm into that. Triple red, and they must have drawn Igneous Cur that turn then. All right, so I think we track down now, hoping to find some lands. Okay. I think we do want to draw Lore Scale Coatl. Maybe we don't. So we draw land. Next turn we play. We're so choked on mana then, but if Lore Scale Coatl lives, we get to go Coatl into Rain of Revelation, which is pretty busted. It's a pretty big if though. I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it. Land, Portcullis Vine, and Hulk Smashes. And then we'll play Coatl and hope they don't have a shock. We could also, depending on what they do here, just hold up Capture Sphere and wait till we have 5 mana. That seems incredibly greedy. All right, so let's... I think we attack with Teferi's Protege. Maybe we don't even. Maybe we do. I'm so conflicted. I think we don't attack. We play a Lore Scale Coatl and hope they don't have it, which seems unlikely, but... Ooh, not a dead Lore Scale Coatl, PogChamp. So now if they have to do something like Turn to Slag, that's pretty gross. Havoc Jester, okay. So Lore Scale Coatl is going to be getting huge here. Do we attack with it is an interesting question. We could just Capture Sphere the Havoc Jester. That opens the Coatl up to getting like the Hunt the Weak type card. We get that we don't have any way to stop that as it stands. I think we attack with the Coatl. I guess, wait, did we play a land this turn? Yes, because our islands are separated, one of them summoning sick. Okay. I think I'm into attacking. Get got. Pitching think a second protege doesn't particularly matter. Not hitting a land there was pretty rough, but killing Havoc Jester for free while drawing 3 cards was pretty good. So I'd say we'll take that trade most of the time. Garruk's Gorehorn, let's go. All right. Oh, they're off it. All right. 5-1, baby. All right, we're back here at 5-1 for our 7th game. We've got Jolrael in hand, and I think that's good enough for me to keep this solely on the back of Jolrael being busted. Got good green cards to draw. Pretty much our only bad cards in the deck are blue cards at this point. Okay, cool. Teferi's Protege, one of the aforementioned bad draws. That's terrifying. Island? Easy game. All right, so we'll take a hit from the Daybreak Charger and then start looting and making cats. One on a blue, make a cat, draw a card. Or loot. Ooh, that's scary. So now we're going to take a turn off and capture Sphere that. Rousing Reed is a good magic card. Somehow I did not, process that this was better than cantripping. I thought you were, down a card still, but it's better than cantripping. You get card selection while you're cantripping. I don't know what threw me off so much about that card, but I definitely was thrown off by it. So let's capture Sphere that. Slow our opponent's roll there and bash in for 3. And then we'll start making cats. Nothing from them is good news for us. So let's make a cat. I think we pitch Protege here. Other option is to pitch Portcullis Vine isn't really doing anything for us. Let's pitch Portcullis Vine. And then I kind of want to just play another Protege to get on board a little more. Cancel. All right. I still think we don't attack with Jolrael because blue-white doesn't have a lot of ways to get this off the battlefield, and one of the ways is the destroy target tapped creature. So I think we're just hoping to never tap our Jolrael, honestly. Let's loot. Make a cat. Here, I think we, despite wanting lands, I think we ditch the island. And then we track down. Okay, there's a big boy. So I think we want all of those cards. We draw land, we play Portcullis Vine. So I think we just got unlucky with our first couple track downs. I said I was going to look and I forgot to look. So next turn, do we attack with a cat here? Seems fine. We've got multiple things back to block, and if the worst case for us is they jump this into the air, and even that is not that bad for us. Okay, opponent valuing Rousing Reed appropriately highly, it would appear. Unfortunately for them, they're kind of behind. If this is the stupid counterspell, that would be kind of bad for us. I think let's play this and see what's up. All right, that resolved pretty painlessly. I still think we're not going to tap Jolrael. Could I have just killed my opponent there? No. So you're almost never activating the second clause on Jolrael. That's brutal. Okay. So we now, though, get to Rousing Tides and tempo them out. I think is the play. We hit them for 7 down to 4. Seems like the play. 1, 2. All right, they're off it. So 6-1, going for that 7th win. This is a rank up stream. All right, we are back at 6-1, going for our 7-win deck, and with no forests in hand, this is a mulligan, unfortunately. This hand is much better. Interesting. I think we definitely keep. What do we bottom? It's between Ghostlight and Dowser. I kind of want to bottom Ghostlight because Teferi's tutelage into Rain into Dowser into Rain again is like a lot of deck damage on our opponent. So let's try that. Lead on the tap duel there. All right, and now I kind of want to save Opt. I think I do want to save Opt. No, we should Opt because we really want to find our 4th land drop so that we can Rain on time. Yeah, like bottom that. Yeah, so that is great. So now we don't, like, we know we're hitting land drops, which is pretty important with our hand. So let's tutelage. Under no pressure from the opponent right now. I think we are not animal sanctuarying anything this game, but we already have doubles of everything. So I guess I'm going to pitch a forest. It's fairly free. Who knows? Could be relevant. Starting that mill train. Oh, no play from the opponent? Yikes. All right, so let's go land. Honestly, we just Rain here, right? We're under no pressure. We could Portcullis Vine and track down. I think there's just almost no reason to do that, though. So let's pass, I think. Green-black doesn't have any way to interact with Rain on their turn. Pass. No blocks. Damage. Sabertooth Mauler, sure. All right, let's pitch a land, I guess. Or do we pitch track down? I don't think we pitch track down. Let's pitch a land. Deck damage. And then we play Shipwreck Dowser, getting back Rain. This looks like Hunt the Week, or whatever it's called. Hunter's Edge. Ooh, finishing blow. Okay. So I don't think they're going to be damaging us quickly enough to stop Teferi's tutelage here, is my guess. Let's go land. They have 14 cards left in their deck. Yeah, there's no way. They're just very dead, I think. So let's make it Rain. Pitch a land. And I think play a Portcullis Vine. And then we need to find one more way to draw a card. We'll take 5 this turn down to 10. Hopefully they don't have a removal spell here. I do think we block the Snare Spinner. This is not a coward stream. Dreadmaw, okay. So let's start by 5 cards left in their deck. We have 7 lands. Feels fairly free to start by. Tracking down. Because we kill them if we hit Llanowar Visionary, right? Is that true? Play track down, draw, Llanowar Visionary, draw, yeah. And we haven't played that yet, right? No. So add a colorless, track down. No luck. So I guess we bottom, top. And go land. Capture Sphere, Dreadmaw. Block them all over the vine and win. Boom, 7-1. So you saw a couple cards that have really stood out to me. Teferi's Tutelage, that's the first chance I've gotten to play with it, as well as that Liliana's Uncommon, the 2/3 zombie that gives zombies +1/+0. Liliana's Devotee, maybe? Those cards are very good. So just to quickly review what the deck looked like, I was not expecting this deck to get 7 wins, certainly not in like high Platinum Diamond. I think it was an interesting draft. I think we could have gone green-white or green-blue, and this really it was Joel Rail, right, that really solidified us into green-blue, I think, if I'm remembering correctly, but certainly could have gotten there with the green-white beatdown plan as well, based on what we saw in the draft. Overperformers, I think Teferi's Tutelage and Joel Rail. I mean, Teferi's Tutelage was an all-star, right? We would not have won anywhere near as many games as we did if we weren't able to ignore the board state. Sort of like Zenith Flare in that respect, right? You can go down till the wire and then use this to just fight on a completely unfair axis. So, yeah, good draft there. And I think, you know, just format thoughts as we wrap up. The format feels fast to me. I mean, our deck was not fast, but I have played against some very aggressive and very good red-white decks, red-black decks, white-green beatdown decks. Again, we didn't see any of the Drowsing Pteranodon, but that's been a huge player in the format so far. So yeah, looking forward to diving into more of these as we do 21 videos for M21 here, a video a day for the first 21 days of the format. So keep tuning into our Lords of Limited YouTube channel. As a reminder, if you enjoyed yourselves, click like and subscribe. And if you made it all the way to the end, give me a little hashtag Teferi's Tutelage in the comments to let me know that you made it all the way here to the end. Thanks everybody for watching, and we'll catch you next time for another draft video.